It'd be great if you guys could hear me. Welcome everybody to the Palazzo podcast. Two L's, two Z's. Welcome to the Friday Big Show. Michael Govier is going to be joining us here momentarily, but I'm going to go ahead and get started with Adam. As you guys know, live chat's always bumping. Make sure you guys get in there. We'll answer your questions. Make sure you drop them in there. A lot of news, a lot of things to get into today. Audi says now I can hear. Yeah, I had my mic muted for some reason. So people in the live chat have been having audio difficulties as well. Can you guys hear me okay? Does it sound all right? Let me know. Okay. As you guys can see here in my little bubble, Noelvi Marte, Partey, baby. Remember all those people who were concerned about him only hitting like a $170 down in the minors? Went 3 for 4 last night. 3 runs, a stolen base, RBI double, right? So Marte hitting in that sixth spot in his debut. Not victory lapping yet. It's only one game, folks. Okay, but it is good to see him swinging and getting hot out of the gate. So hopefully he can continue up. My bold prediction on the Triple Play Pod was that Noelvi Marte would be a league winner for folks in the second half, and we're a little bit before, obviously, but still. Phenomenal debut yesterday. I was super pumped. Watched every single at bat. Had some good swings on some balls, so that was good. Another news and updates today. In my opinion, a top 3 prospect in all of baseball, Mr. James Wood of the Washington Nationals, will be coming up to make his season debut on Monday. All right, so make sure you guys go out there, see if James Wood is available. If he is a must-add player. Drop your bench guy or play without a catcher. I don't care. This guy needs to be on rosters. I know we haven't had a whole lot of success with prospects yet. Jackson Holiday, Casper was hot. Now he's kind of tailed off, although he did hit a home run yesterday. Everyone was expecting big things from Junior Caminero, but he's not up yet. So Kyle Manzardo hasn't been what was advertised down the minor. So but if there is one prospect to be excited about, this is the guy. He has legit power. He's hitting the absolute hell out of the ball. He has nothing to prove down in AAA. I'm so happy the Nats are bringing him up. Must add. It'll give you guys a little preview of this Sunday's waiver wire show. James Wood is my number 1 ad already. All right. If you don't play in daily moves and you're going to be looking to make this move on Monday, empty your fab for him. Get James Wood. He needs to be rostered. He's going to make an impact too, and they're not calling him up to sit. So everyone who's DM me asking me like, does he get a full complement of playing time? Yeah, I don't see why not. The Nats aren't going anywhere. They want to see what they got. They're not calling him up to platoon or to sit the bench. So James Wood will be playing. I have no playing time concerns with him. Make sure you guys go out and get him. All day say, what's up, Mike? Huge day. James Wood up, but Schwarber and Bryce Harper down. Yeah, Schwarber hit the IL and Harper today. Schwarber has a groin injury, and Bryce Harper in the last play of the game yesterday pulled his hammy running to first. So we're going to be without those guys for quite a while, unfortunately. 2 of the better power hitters in the league, a huge blow for that Philly lineup, especially after getting Trey Turner back. He looked good yesterday, but it's worth noting he's not 100%. If you guys watch the Phillies play, part of what makes Trey Turner is his speed, and he hasn't been he's running out like 70-80%, it looks like. So not stealing bases, looks like he's running gingerly. So the chance of re-injury for Trey might be around the corner as well. Hopefully they'll continue to rehab him. I'm actually kind of surprised by how many games they've actually given him since his return of the IL. Like, I thought they'd probably ease him into playing time, especially with the hamstring injury. Soft tissue injuries are never good. So Trey Turner is going to have to carry the load along with Bryson Stott, Castellanos, while Harper and Schwarber are on the IL. I do think they'll go out and make a move for a bat, and maybe a guy like Jazz Chisholm or Luis Robert or something along those lines. But I think they were going to make that move regardless of the injuries to Schwarber and Harper. But now, even more so, now that those guys are hurt, I don't expect him to be out too long. But Trey Turner missed quite a bit of time with a hamstring injury, missed 6 to 8 weeks. So hoping Harper's is not that bad, but if it is, they're going to need somebody to fill the void until he's back. So. All day also says lost Tatis and Schwarber this week, but snagged Wood and Noelvi to get me through. I'm stoked. Yeah, dude. I have both of them in my home league as well. I'm pumped as well. I have Kyle Tucker on the IL in that league, which has absolutely been killing me. But I was on a 3-game losing streak in my head-to-head cats league. I've won back-to-back matchups and have killed in both of those matchups. So, and I'm winning in this week as well. So, need to keep it going. I've benefited from having Cattell Marte in that league, as well as the Candyman, who's dealing with some hamstring tendonitis. So hopefully he's back in there. But yeah, I've benefited quite well from having some guys carry the load until Tucker was back. I'm trying to think who else I have in that league. Willie Castro and Jaron Duran are both in that league, and they have been phenomenal. If Willie Castro is still out in your league, he's only 76% rostered in Yahoo leagues. We talked about it on the Sunday show. He needs to be rostered everywhere. I'm not really sure why that he's still only 76% owned. The guy's been great. He hasn't been stealing as many bases this year. He's only got 8 on the year. He had 33 last year, but hopefully he can continue to keep that up. But the Twins' offense is hot. Go get Willie Castro. B Heavy says, "What's up, guys? Let's go." Yeah, buddy. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here as always. I have him in both my leagues too. Yep. Go should be joining us here soon. The point of today's show is talking about kind of our mid-season guys, who's flamed, who's been good, who's not, who are some guys that we're excited about moving into the second half of the year. I'll wait for Gove till he's on here to get going with that, but he should be joining us here soon. EAL Day says, "I know you're a big Zach Neto guy. Would you roster him over Vientos in the head-to-head cats?" That is a great question. I actually really like both these guys. You know, I got to say, I was not part of the show when it was going on, but I believe it was a Sunday show or a Friday show. It was Britt and Gove, and they were talking about guys to pick up. And I said, go get Zach Neto. Um, and he's been pretty damn good over the past couple of weeks. I own him in a couple of deeper formats. I don't know if he's somebody that I would be looking to roster in like shallower formats, but at least in 12 teams and maybe even some 10 teams, depending on the bench side. Zach Neto needs to be rostered. Over the past 2 weeks, he's hitting 297, couple homers, 9 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, and 8 runs, and that's batting out of the seventh hole, 7 or 8 hole. Anywhere between 6, 7, and 8. I wish his spot in the lineup would improve. I don't like Nolan Shanwell in that spot. I know I like Luis Rengifo as a two guy. I would love Neto to bat leadoff. Absolutely love him rest of season. So, but Vientos in his own right has been pretty damn good as well. More of a power bat kind of guy, so you can get a little bit more power from Vientos than you would from Neto. To answer your question, all day. I would probably take a look at your roster and say, hey, what do I need more of? Do I need a first baseman, third baseman, or do I need a shortstop? And do I need more power, or do I need more average runs, RBIs, and some stolen bases? In a vacuum, I prefer Neto very slightly compared to Vientos. I know everyone's fallen in love with the long ball. He's got 3 home runs in 3 games. But I prefer Neto slightly. I just think the contact's going to be better and the average is going to be better with him. So, and not worth noting, Vientos is not that his spot in the lineup is kind of in the same range as Neto, so you're not getting a whole lot there. But if Neto, which I do think will happen at some point, if Neto moves up into the leadoff spot or that 1-2 spot, his value is going to balloon. So get in on Zach Neto while you can. He's a poor man's Noelvi Marte. So if you didn't get Noelvi Marte, go out and get Zach Neto. Adam Burgard says, drop Candy or Garcia in a points league for India. Are you talking about Luis Garcia from the Nationals? If so, I would drop him in a heartbeat for Jonathan India, 100%. I would hold Candy until we get some more information about his hamstring tendonitis. I do think he'll be in the lineup today, but he's a guy worth hanging on to at least till we get some more information. I've seen it in two. I don't know if you guys follow like the player pages, but Candelario has knee tendonitis or hamstring tendonitis. Both are listed in his player page in Yahoo. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe it's both. I have no idea. I thought it was knee tendonitis, but then I read it yesterday. It's a hamstring tendonitis, which I didn't know was a thing. But yeah, he's been too hot for me to drop right now. I need to get some more information on him. He's killing it over the last month. 8 home runs and 19 RBIs. So I like Candelario. He says Michael Garcia for India. You know, both. I could see why you're asking that question because both. Obviously, Candy's got the injury. Michael Garcia was hot, or sorry, he wasn't hot. Then he was hot. Now he's back to being not. So I can't give up on Michael Garcia. I just think that team is too good. I think there's plenty of run scoring opportunities, and he's going to get you 20, 25 stolen bases when it's all said and done. With well, he's already got 19, so I would push that number into the 30s now. Solid average, good runs, good RBIs. So, but India has been hot as well. So I'd probably hold for right now, Adam. But if there's somebody else that you're looking to drop to get India until Garcia gets his head out of his ass, then I would make that move. But let me know who else you got. I can't imagine that those are your two worst options. I'm sure there's somebody that we can move on from to get India on your roster. EAL Day says finally dropped Gleyber Torres this week. Couldn't do it anymore. Can't do it. I wish Govier was here to play the button. Yeah, I don't like Gleyber Torres. There was signs of him showing some signs of life, and has not just put it together. It's kind of a lost season for him. That lineup is so good, and you would think that he would kind of hitting's contagious. You would think he would have gotten that bug with Stanton and Judge and Volpe. Even Alex Verdugo has been hitting, so I'm kind of confused what's going on with Glaber. I don't like his spot in the lineup. I don't like his quality of contact metrics. So, who did you drop him for? I'd be interested to know that. But yeah, for the most part, I'm dropping Mike Gleyber Torres at least in 12-team formats. I'd probably hold him in 14 and deeper. So, Adam Beauregard says 18 leagues, so those are the two worst. Going to drop Taylor Ward for James Wood. 100% would agree with that. I don't think he should be owned in 18 leagues, to be 100% honest. I know he's got 2 home runs, but they came against Oakland, so not really much to be said there. I would definitely drop Taylor Wood for James Wood 100%. Those are your two worst options, even in an 8-man league. Michael Garcia and Candelario. Like, who are some pitchers? Maybe can you drop a pitcher for him? Let me know. Anyways, EALD says dropped him for Noelvi to fit my IF spot. You dropped Gleyber Torres for Noelvi? If so, round of applause to you, my friend. I love that. Great move. Noelvi Marte will be a hell of a lot more value than Gleyber rest of season, in my opinion. My second baseman is Andres Menez, who is giving me more value with the stolen bases. Yeah, I still like Andres Menez. I think they moved him down to the 7th hole against the O's. Maybe it was last night. I can't remember. But his spot in the lineup is fluctuating a little bit. He was batting 2 in front of Jose Ramirez. I think he's a solid bat, but I think he's a better real life player than he is fantasy. That's just my take on it. But Audi says drop Gorman and Burleson for India and Marte. I'm not really sure what the forward slashes and the U003E means, but maybe I'm old, so I don't know if that's new lingo or whatnot. So he says he got India and Marte for Gorman and Burleson. Yeah, Gorman is back to being ice cold, so I don't mind that move. Burleson, I still would try to look to hang on to, but I don't like him more than India and Marte. I think those were solid moves there, Audi. I think those are especially Marte for Gorman. It sucks too, because there's going to be some people who missed out on Noelvi Marte because they were concerned with the AAA numbers, which I've been beating this drum, standing on top of the table, pounding the table, saying, "Do not worry about it. Do not worry about it." Even the coach, David Bell, was not concerned. Again, it's only one game, so there's still room for him to suck and me put my foot in my mouth. Knock on wood. But Marte is a real 2020 threat. I think this is a guy that needs to be rostered in all formats. If you ask me who I prefer before James Wood and Noelvi Marte, I'm still probably picking James Wood, but it's not. It's close. And I'd have Noelvi Marte really, really close behind him. So Adam says I just sent you my team on Twitter. Cool. I'll take a look at it later, brother. Obviously, because I'm doing a show right now, so I'll take a look at it and let you know. Actually, you know what? There's not a whole lot of questions in the live chat. For those of you guys who are here with us, make sure you get in the live chat, ask your questions. Happy to help. Let's take a look at your team here, Adam, and see what we can do to get Jonathan India on your team. First and foremost, and I want to make this clear, anybody who is playing ESPN Fantasy anything, I will pay all of your league dues, and I will pay for the next year's if you get off of that platform. I have no idea why people use it. It's terrible. Sorry, that's not a knock on you, Adam. I just really hate ESPN. Hey, there he is.
This is bad news when someone's not here to help. Mike, I think you need a mic check.
I need a mic check? Is it bad?
It's not the right mic. It's not you, the true, beautiful voice that we get from you, as far as I can tell. And I heard that right away, I think. Gentlemen, ladies, everybody in between, welcome. This is the Pallazzo Podcast. Mike's already been on the air for 15 minutes and 31 seconds, so you already know that. Correct, Mike?
That's correct. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. See, everybody hear the difference? That's a lesson for everybody in live chat. If you hear the difference between what he sounded like before, now tell us, Mike, about why the Orioles will win the World Series.
Because of Heston Kjerstad. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I was on mute as well when I first started the show too, so that'll be fun. For like the first.
You hear the difference,
seconds.
folks? See, It's night and day. Anyways, that doesn't matter now. Good to be here. What are we talking about? What did I miss?
Well, we were just talking about Noelvi Marte and people asking some questions here in the live chat. Mr. Govier, real quick before we dive into the meat of the show, did you catch Noelvi Marte's game yesterday? And what did you think of his first game back from suspension?
I did not. I don't know what's going on. Everything's new to me. I seem to be really focused on other things. Daniel Davis got called up, or Davis Daniel. That's going to happen a lot because the natural sounding progression is Daniel Davis. It's Davis Daniel who dominated my Detroit Tigers over 8 innings yesterday.
Go Tigers.
I do know that. And I missed that call up, but I was able to get him in a couple of leagues late night last night. But I missed the return of Marte. First off, I have 0 shares, so I don't care. That also matters to me. But obviously, it's not important to me personally or professionally or from a gambling fantasy perspective. But Marte, I'm sure, hit 3 home runs, drove in 12 runs.
No. 3 for 5, 3 runs scored, an RBI double, and a stolen base yesterday. Hitting out of this 5-hole against St. Louis.
Wow. Okay. Well, he could certainly get the job done, can't he?
Can't do it.
But he could.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
So you're happy about it?
Oh, 100%, man. I'm so big on Noelvi Marte on the triple play pod that we did with the guys. My bold prediction was that Noelvi Marte would be a league winner. That's how high on him I am on him. So I don't know if he's going to be a league winner, but that's my bold take. So we were talking about ESPN apps as well. That's why B. Henny's talking about it. And looks like Adam doesn't like it for football. Really? I love Yahoo for football, man. I love it for all fantasy sports.
Yeah. Yahoo's a classic staple, man. Don't be
a
high and mighty douchebag. Like you're better than Yahoo. Come on, Adam. You're not. You're just as good as Yahoo, and you belong there with us.
Yeah, I told him too before he hopped on that I would pay everybody's league share plus next year's if you got off of ESPN to go play literally any other format. The app and the website is just so archaic. It's like it was built in the 1990s and they haven't done shit to it. So I can't stand playing ESPN. I prefer Yahoo. I just think it's a lot cleaner. But anyways,
I get it.
Story for another day.
That makes all the sense in the world. It's a story for right now. We're talking about it. It's what's on our mind. Let me take over to our Twitter, by the way, which is Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's,
Utah.
2 Z's. Everybody should be following us. You can ask us questions in the DMs. What we'd really love everybody to do is follow _ at Mike VA, at MJ Govier, at Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's,
Utah.
2 Z's.
Give me 2.
And make sure, if you guys have questions, start mentioning us. Don't DM us. If you could avoid DMing us and just making a tweet where you mention our handle, it'll help us grow and not be shadow banned on Twitter X. This is a secret of the pros, and it's a little thing you can do, but it'll make a big difference. Right, Mike?
100%. Yeah. And it helps the algorithm too, in terms of just being visible to other people who play fantasy baseball. I know a lot of you have people who either follow myself, Mike Govier, Britton, whatever it may be, and you don't want your league mates to see what moves or what questions you're asking. So I get the DM aspect of it, but if you really want to help the show, please do so. It would really help us out a lot. My DMs are way more filled than they are with my mentions on Twitter. So let's reverse that. Get on my mentions. Get in there.
By the way, today's show brought to you by Liquid Death. Nope, not at all. But I just have this in front of me. So hey, I see it on a lot of other podcasts that make money. So maybe I thought, hey, I've never drank this before. Have you tried this?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Really? You never heard of Liquid Death?
I mean, I've seen it, but I've never drank one before.
I haven't either. I've seen it and heard about it a lot. It's supposed to be water in a can, so we don't use plastic anymore, which is a good thing because supposedly by 2050 there will be more plastic weight in the water than fish. It doesn't sound good. So Liquid Death. I'm going to try right now, live on the air. Here we go. Liquid Death, if you're interested, PalazzoPodcast@gmail.com. You can also hit us up, mention us on Twitter. Here we go.
Live reaction here, folks.
You guys like those noises?
Yeah.
Not bad. Little. It's supposed to be, I guess, like an iced tea. It's got 30 calories in a whole can, so that's not terrible.
That's good.
Not bad. Yeah,
Nice
I'm
job.
interested. I'll try. Thank you. I'll do it again. Anyways, so if you guys could just mention us on Twitter, and then we could take it to the DM. So
That's
then you're
cool,
not
too.
giving it away. Like say, just go @_Mike VA. Hey Mike, I got a question for you. Great. Let's take it to the DM. So you're not giving anything away, and then we still get the benefit of the mention. That's the ultimate move here. That's what we'd love for you guys to do if you could on Twitter X, pretty please. Okay? But I have a question. So this was sent to us in the DMs of our Twitter, Pallazzo Podcast.
Utah, give me 2.
You know the drill. So let's go live to there right now. Here we are. The question was this one right here. Hey, can you please pick who to drop for rest of season? Brent Rooker, Josh Lowe, or James Wood? I didn't know what to do. Do you have an answer?
Oh my God. That is tough. I would guess Rooker, I guess myself too, but I can't give up on Josh Lowe, and I cannot. I don't want to miss out on James Wood, so I guess I would say Rooker. But if I could try to find a way to work a trade to get one of those guys, get rid of one of those guys, and get a position of need, like a pitcher or something, obviously would do that. I don't know if the question was I'm going to drop one of these guys, but
It is. It's one of the three has to go.
why? Why do we have to get rid of one?
Well, he didn't tell me why. This is classic. We don't know why. Just got to answer in a vacuum.
Yeah, Rooker for me.
Great job.
My gut was Rooker too, but I did consider maybe Lowe. But I feel like maybe the best of Lowe is still available this year. But if it's a lost season, then
Yeah.
you cut ties now. But Rooker is a guy who he was really good last year for a while, then he totally fell off in the second half. Now he hasn't quite fallen off yet. The power slowed down, but he's still getting on base and showing a decent, consistent productivity, which helps.
Yeah.
But it seems like Rooker. We both agree. And Audi 3470. Is that a car? I know the Audi A8. That's a car, isn't it?
Yeah.
The A4. I don't know 3470. That sound in and of itself makes my skin crawl. Slurping and chewing. Please don't become an ASMR podcast. You got it, buddy. Locked it in for you. That's a guarantee. We will not do that. And he also says Lowe is unrosterable in a weekly league, FYI.
That would be useful information to have too, because Kevin Cash likes to mix and match the lineups and get cute with his lineups and sit his best player sometimes. So Lowe sometimes sits against lefties, I think. He was last year, but I don't know if that's still the case this year. I don't have any shares of Josh Lowe. He was my man crush last year.
Yeah, I got off the train this year too, expecting.
Yeah.
Well, first off, he was hurt, so that made it easier for us coming into spring.
Right.
He was going to be behind, way behind, and we was going to miss a lot of time. So we all said bye-bye, right?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yep. But that would be useful information to have from that person who asked that question, because if we know if it's a daily or weekly, if it's dynasty, if it's redraft, those are all important questions, folks. Or information's to the question.
This is your Josh Lowe season. Those of you that watch on YouTube. By the way, YouTube's really the place to be because you get so much more. You get video and a lot of graphs and player profiles and everything else we could do with the visual medium is great. We love our podcasters. Please never leave us. But actually, we don't make money on YouTube at all. We technically make like 5 cents on the podcast side. So we never want to disrespect you. But if you look at the game logs as well with Josh Lowe, this is a point. Audie's got a point. This is not good. This is not exciting. And they got so many guys in Tampa, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that I'm looking at this.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait. Yeah. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
The game log over the last 10 days?
Yep.
He's on fire.
Yeah. Yep. Not to mention too, like people, we talked about it earlier. We talked about it earlier as well, is that he started that off the season with that injury, so maybe it's taking him some time to get his feet wet. But those underlying stats don't look good either. If you look at that, so but his game log looks pretty damn good. So
yeah, let's go over to Yahoo, everyone's favorite website.
Mike VA's favorite for sure.
Me too.
Wow, dude!
Look at this. He had a double dong game about a week ago. And he went 3 for 4 again 2 days later, stealing bases.
Click the season stats tab there, Gov. This is for those of you guys who play Yahoo. I like looking at this. Okay, so if you scroll down just ever so slightly in the recent stats category here section, you see last week, last 2 weeks, and last month, and you can see, and this is dependent on your league settings as well, FYI. So what it says in Gov's is going to be different than what it says in mine and yours. It depends on what you're playing. But if you look at that rank column, you can see how he ranks over the past 2 weeks and the last week and over the month. So yes, over the last month, he's the 222nd player in Govier's league. But over the past 2 weeks, he's 43. And over the last week, he's number 11. So
Genius, genius, genius.
this is another little professional development for everybody here. This is something that I like to take a look at when I'm evaluating a player. Not just the underlying stats like on StatCast, but I take a look at it and say, hey, what's his OBP? What's his average? How many runs is he scoring? Home runs, RBIs, whatever it may be. What are his hits to at-bats, right? So he's 11 for 39. Those are all things that I'd look at, not just his season stats.
All right.
Great job.
Well done, Mike. Nice work. Absolutely. Also, Adam wanted to clarify that he loves Sleeper and some ESPN. But yes, I am a big douche.
That's putting him.
I don't know you, Adam, but I love a guy who's willing to call himself a douche. That's my kind of guy. Game logs for Josh Lowe are awesome, says Ben. That's right, Ben. What's up, Ben? My man from Detroit. You were correct. We were just screwing that up. EA All Day 8, our friend. How you doing? What's going on? What's new in your life? Fill us in. Give us a random tidbit about your existence, EA. Rank these 3 rest of season categories with OBP. Head-to-head cats, OBP. James Wood, Elliot Ramos, Alec Burleson. Ooh, it's a tough one. What are you expecting from Wood? First off, what are we expecting from Wood rest of season? We're looking at it's July, August, September. We can get 3 months of James Wood, rookie year.
You know, I think a lot of people are going to, we were just talking about this before you hopped on too. I like the prospects that have been called up thus far haven't been earth shattering, right? Like Jackson Holiday, Manzardo, who are the other guys off the top of my head? I can't think.
Terrible people doing terrible things. Yeah. Probably.
The prospects haven't been great compared to years past, right? They come up, they don't hit well, then they get sent back down, yada yada.
Well, hold on. You should clarify. Hitting prospects haven't, but we've had pitching prospects tear it up.
Hitting prospects. That's what I'm. There
really hasn't been there's been a separate column for both, hasn't there?
There really has been. Yeah, pitchers have been a lot better than the hitters. But if you guys are watching us on YouTube, you can take a look at his 2024 minor league stats here. He's batting a whopping 346 with 10 home runs, 34 RBIs, and 10 stolen bases. So and his slugging percentage is 1.03. I'm sorry, his OPS is 1.036. So obviously the average is great. He's a big dude. He's 6'7", 234. He's only 21 years old. I like him a lot. I think he's a must add. I gave the spoiler alert already, Gove, just in case that he turns out to be again the number one hitting prospect this year. He's a lottery ticket. And do I expect him to come up here and just start dropping 40 home runs? Hell no. But in the rare case that he is, you want this guy on your team. And Govier has shown it too. He had 26 home runs with 90 RBIs last year. So he's a big power bat. This guy can hit, got a lot of power. I love James Wood. I would temper.
And the big jump was Double-A too. Just for the record. Look at that. When he went to Double-A last year after doing well at High A, he had 18 of those dongs. His average dropped, but then he overcame that at Triple-A this year.
Yeah, and I like I said, he's a lottery ticket for me. Just based off of the pure upside alone, he makes it as a must add. I will say this, and promise I'll shut up. He's probably the most. This is the most excited I've been this year for a prospect to come up with James Wood. How do you feel about him?
I loved him, and I was looking forward to his arrival. It just kind of dragged on for a while, and in the leagues where I could have him, my dynasty and keeper leagues, I don't have any. I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm screwed. I don't get to hang out with James Wood like I hoped I would, and that makes me sad inside. I'm a little disappointed. I wish that there was an opportunity for me to participate in the fun. By the way, there's going to be this will be a huge weekend for Fab, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 1,000,000%. I said to empty the tank on him to get him in Fab because it's going to take a lot to get him. How much of your remaining budget would you spend on him, Gove? Let's just say you had $100 of Fab budget. How much would you spend on him to get him? Let's just say you haven't spent a dime yet.
Shut up!
I would spend 80%.
Here you go. Lock it in. I'm with you on that. That's what it's going to take to get him. By the way, that's not that. I know that sounds outrageous. It's not. That's
Wait. This is redraft we're talking?
Yeah.
Okay, then I might pump that down to 60.
I think it's going to be anywhere. I think that might be what you're spending, but I don't think that's what it's going to take to get him. I think somebody's going to get him at 70-80% of their Fab. He's the number 3 prospect in baseball, only behind Jackson Holiday and Junior Caminero. So,
okay. So once again,
it up.
Wood, Elliot Ramos, Burleson. So clearly, Wood's number 1 for you here.
No, yes, Wood. Exactly how he has them ranked is how I would rank them.
I would go Wood, Burleson, Ramos for me in OBP. That's just my opinion. But that's a minor detail. That's nitpicking, splitting hairs, all that crap. So there you go. EA all day. Great to have you here, buddy. He's always here with us, just like you can always be here with us on the Pallazzo podcast.
Utah.
2 L's, 2 Z's.
Give me 2.
Follow everybody in our galaxy of Pallazzo stars. Big Gentle Band, Gentleman Chase, Robbie Baseball 1, Robbie Baseball, that's his name. Sam Worshing, he's still out there peddling dog food. Sam FBB1, he loves baseball, loves his Mariners. And of course, Britt Allen, who's not here with us today. He's not been doing the Friday shows as much. Summertime, family, busy, having fun. But he's been on the Sunday shows. And he's always there, which Mike will be there. Are you going to be there this Sunday, Mike, or are you disappearing?
Hell yeah, dude. I'm here.
Well, 4th of July is next week, so I don't know. People are disappearing, going separate ways. I picked up Low a week ago when Tattoos got hurt, or maybe that was the week it's all starting to blend together. That's right. Don't talk into your phone. That's supposed to be Tarsus, not tattoo. Nope. Oh, my God. Tatis, LOL. So 3rd try, he got it right. Great job.
Great job.
You also added Wood just in case. Oh, good for you, buddy. Audie says, Burleson's lefty splits make me doubt the sustainability. Uh-oh. Bogus lefty splits? Okay, good to know. That's why we're doing this show together. As a huge Nats fan, I'm stoked. EA all day. Oh, man, this fucking guy. This goddamn lawnmower. Son of a bitch. He has no comp for playing or playing time and has plenty of runway. So there's no competition for Wood?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Take this over. I got to close a goddamn window. Hey, man, come on. We're doing a show here. Don't you know how important we are?
Yeah, I don't know. This is the thing, too, that I thought about earlier today. Like I said earlier in the show, if he's coming up, he's not sitting, he's not platooning, they're going to start him. So I think your outfield is going to be consisted of James Wood, Young, Jesse Winker. Who else am I forgetting? Lane Thomas.
Is Eddie Rosario still there?
Yep, he's still there. So
Jacob Young?
Yep, we talked about him.
Okay.
But he's not coming up to sit, right, Gove? Like, you don't think this is going to be like a Heston Kjerstad situation where they call him up and then he platoons? Like, if James Wood's coming up, he's playing. At least I would think that's the case.
Absolutely. Yeah. I assume he's in the starting lineup tonight, right? I mean, I'm going to go
Monday.
by his...
He comes up on Monday, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That's what the reports say.
So we're being told now that he's coming up on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. What the hell, man? Boo!
Wow,
Looks like
dude.
EA all day said they're going to DFA Rosario for Wood. They will run with Wood, Young, Thomas in the outfield with Winker at DH. Yeah, I'm surprised they're going to DFA Rosario. I think they could probably try to move him at least. Somebody has a bench bat.
Oh, yeah, wait. Where did your mustache go?
Guys, one thing you got to understand. I'll tell you what. I don't even need to say anything. Ready?
We'll lock you in. That's a YouTube exclusive right there. What's up, boys? Andrew's in the house. Hey, Andrew was, by the way, he was our 800th subscriber. He'll always be number 800. Andrew, knowing that you have this highly, highly sought-after moniker, you can never leave the show. You always have to be with us. Who wants to be number 900? Keep subbing. You could be next. EA says he's been so bad the past month or so I don't think he has any trade value, unfortunately.
Well,
this is
Eddie Rosario.
he's
hang
been
on a
really
minute.
bad.
Yeah, he has been, but I'm not saying because he was starting for the Nats. I don't think he's gonna be a starter on anybody's team. That's why I said earlier I think he'd be a bench bat somewhere and get cash considerations or maybe a low level minor league guy. So it surprises me that they're DFAing him. That's all.
Well,
That's putting it mildly.
we've all been there. There you go.
Yeah.
I'd like to roll in real quick to a segment we call the business time because I like to talk about a few things we got going on here at the Pallazzo Podcast. We love you live chatters. You make the world go round, just like the gangsters do. Gangsters make the world go boo-doo-doo-doo. West Side Connection. West Side World motherfucking wide. So, let me fire up our business time song. Here we go. Whee! Oh, yeah. Andrew wants to let everybody know that he loves Jacob Young.
Do you?
I didn't know you were so... Yeah, do you? I was concerned that this would call up would mean for him, hoping EA is right. Well, Young is so empty. He's just stolen bases, right? What else does he do?
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. He's stolen base guy. I'd say he's number 9 hitter.
Number 9 hitter. That's right.
Great job.
All right, so Pallazzo Podcast, we got all kinds of stuff. We love doing the show with you. Make sure you go on Sundays, 12 o'clock noon, Eastern Standard Time, every Sunday. Mike, Virginia, Britton, Allen doing their thing. It's the fabulous Waiver Wire live chat. Any questions you want to prepare for the coming week in fantasy baseball. And as we move into these final 3 months, July, August, September. That's right. We have 3 full months still left of baseball. That can still turn the tide to a certain extent. There is hope, is there not?
That is correct, my friends. Plenty of time to get into the playoffs. Hey, all you got to do is make the dance, man, and then it's anybody's game. So it doesn't matter what you did during the regular season. You just got to get there and hopefully make it to the end.
Oh, it sounds beautiful. See? That's why you want to tune in. I love it. I know there's a chance that you might not make the playoffs and it won't work out for you, but you got to take your shot. I hope it doesn't go that way.
Well, let's hope
Hey,
it doesn't come
real-
to that.
Real quick, before we get into any further, in my Twitter DMs, I had somebody tell me today that since they subscribe to the show, they have climbed all the way from last to 3rd place in their league.
Great job.
Just FYI.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Love that stuff. For fantasy, Young means nothing, but he's an elite defensive center fielder. So they'll keep him there and put Wood in left field. Well, it looks like EA's our Washington Nationals expert, apparently.
Sounds like it. Do you live in the area, EA, all day? Do you live in Washington or the
Yeah.
Northern Virginia area?
You live right down the street from Mike? You've been stalking him this whole time? Didn't want to tell him? Is that what's going on here?
Is that you in the grocery store the other day who fondled me? What happened?
He was fondling the papayas? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It's cool, though. Papayas are very sensual. Fruit?
It's a fruit.
Daniel Manaya. This is one of our newcomers who's a rookie. He doesn't know a ton about fantasy baseball, and he's learning, and he's one of the main reasons we do the show. Daniel, so glad you're back. So glad, buddy. Great job.
Great job.
Mike never missed with his Welve Marte pick. Hope he doesn't miss with the James Woods. Okay, now we can't make this mistake. James Wood. James Woods is a formerly great actor who's now turned into a right-wing psycho. But, you know, that's a different guy altogether. And not that there's anything wrong being right-wing, but if you are psycho in any direction, extremism in any form is not good. Doesn't matter if it's religion, politics, maybe even fantasy baseball. Maybe there's too much. Maybe there's a line. You know, I think I'm going to stick with it.
There's no such thing. Not in fantasy
What?
baseball.
There's a line, Mike. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see what it looks like. Trust me. I've been there. You don't ever want to go there. But no, Daniel, good to have you here. That's right. Mike never leads you astray. Mike Virginia, the master himself. Check him out on Sundays. Check him out on Fridays here. Check him out in the Discord even. Check him out on Twitter X, _Mike VA. Check him out everywhere, places that house Mike Virginia 24/7. It's good stuff.
Hey, real quick, dude, with the Welve Marte pick. It's only been one game, Daniel, so don't give me my my flowers yet. We still got to give it a little bit more time.
Here. All right, so the 12 o'clock show, of course, we do the prospect show Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes it's me. Definitely, it's always Benjamin Chase and Robbie Baseball. We just did our MLB draft show, too. So we have a full first-round mock. In fact, 38 picks, the first 38 picks, done by Benjamin Chase and Robbie Baseball. 24/7 available on YouTube. But we still got a couple weeks until the MLB draft. So there's plenty of time to watch that show or listen to it on the pod feed. MLB Mock Draft 2024. It's our third annual. We're very proud of it. And if you were into baseball, even if you don't even play fantasy, you just love baseball, you love MLB, and you want to know who's going to get drafted where, Ben's locked in on this stuff. So check it out. MLB Draft Show. Available in perpetuity wherever the Pallazzo podcast is sold. What else? Do you got anything coming up you want to throw out there that people need to know about? Or
No. I do a Q&A. It's kind of just random. So if you're following me, make sure you follow me there so you can get the Q&A aspect of it. We do it on Twitter. I tried Twitter Spaces, guys. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. We get people in there, sometimes we don't. So I get a lot more interaction, like Govier had mentioned earlier with the Twitter mentions, getting in there and replying to it. Make sure you guys go on there and not only reply, but to all the tweets from me, Govier, Pallazzo Podcast, whatever it may be. It helps the algorithm. It's free and it helps us out. So real quick, and I know we're doing the business time, please, we already talked about it. We're on our quest to 1,000. Make sure you guys go out there and subscribe. Steal everybody's phones that you know, and just go in there and subscribe and do the subscribe button on YouTube.
Please.
It's really simple. It is the best way to help support us. It takes 2 seconds, so make sure you do that.
It's not an ethical violation. It's not. I work in therapy, and I know ethics. That's fine. It's totally fine. Ben says, does Zach's wax qualify as a fantasy extremist? Yes. You're damn right he does. Zach, I don't know. He's such a fascinating human being because this guy, he works. He's like a busy ass, high profile accountant with his job. He has a kid too, at least one child. So he's got to be a father to at least one child, and he's a husband. So shit. I don't know how he finds the time to just be immersed in this shit. I mean, okay. So there's a chat. Here's a little inside baseball for all you if you're curious. I've been in this chat that started, I think, in 2021. And it was originally about Battle of the Podcast, which was started by somebody. And there was multiple leagues. There was 2 leagues, and Pallazzo got into it. And then it fizzled out. It hasn't been done in a couple of years, but that chat has remained, and people have come, and people have gone. In fact, some high-profile names, which I will not mention, have left that chat because they couldn't take it anymore. But we still have about a tight 10 or 11, and Zach's like the leader of that chat. And so all day long, him, David Donald, Mike Curlin, these guys are just all day long. Every goddamn baseball update that's happening, the most minimal, the biggest thing, and I see it all day long. And sometimes I'm like, I want to leave this thing. I'm being poisoned by this thing because they're hardcore, man, and they don't play, and they're not trying to like kiss ass or put on a front of any kind. They're just being straight, who they are, talking baseball. This guy sucks. This guy's good. I wouldn't have done that. That guy should have done that. I'm not saying anything else beyond that. I'm not giving away anything, but I'm telling you, that chat is intense, and Zach is hardcore. He's so hardcore, man. And I don't know how he does it. Kudos to him. It's a great job.
Great job.
Great job to everybody in there. Bust their butt. They really do. So you're right about that, Ben. Well done. Good call. Okay, I've got a show coming up on the 14th of July where I will be talking with my local pals. Rogelio Castillo, Tigers minor league report. Those guys, Motor City Metrics, I can never keep track. He's got so many names now. But we'll be doing a draft show, talking about the Tigers draft, but we'll be talking about the MLB draft as well. And it's something I'm really looking forward to. I love talking with Rogelio. Please follow Rogelio Castillo. He's a great, insightful, quality baseball mind. Yes, he focuses on the Tigers, but he knows all kinds of stuff about baseball. And even if you want to know every damn detail about what the Tigers are up to, then that's a good place to go check him out as well. Tigers Minor League Report. Follow him on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter X. Rogelio Castillo and the whole crew. Uper, Chris Brown. There's a bunch of guys there. It's really good stuff. And I'll be on the air. That'll be a live stream July 14th. So I'll remind you guys again as we get closer to that. And I'm very much looking forward to it. Great job.
Great job.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Think here. I wanted to shout. I used to do... This whole segment really started as a chance to like shout out people in the business and give them kudos, and I love doing that. So I want to try to get back to doing that more, and that's a start. That's a beginning. So there you go. There you go. It's good enough for now. Okay. Well, let's call it. Why not? We'll just call it leading off. you?
Good. Our first catch of the
First
day.
catch of the day.
So, well, we don't even have one. I don't know. Make something up.
I was going to say, for those of you guys who are watching us on YouTube, we usually do a show sheet. I've been busy as shit at work. I literally just got off not too long ago. Then I had a meeting with my financial planner. I have something else coming up after the show here. So,
wow.
Yeah. So it's been an extremely busy Friday. And usually Fridays are my easy days. So, but yeah.
Well, let me help you out here.
Go ahead.
You want me to help you out?
Please.
Unless you have a direct answer you're ready to rock with.
No, go ahead.
Because I kind of feel like Noelve Marte really is, he fits this role perfectly. We can just move on. Noelve Marte, he's back. It's good news. And this. Davis Daniels for real. Please add him, guys. I want to go back to the draft day show, the draft season show that Russell Withers, Armchair Roto. Please follow him on Twitter X, Armchair Roto. Also, check out his website. I should have mentioned that during business time. ArmchairRoto.com. Russell is a great fantasy baseball player. He knows this game. He's been playing it for a long time. And on this show, back in March, he mentioned one of my guys is Davis Daniel. He did. And he's also one of the guys who called out Spencer Strider 2 years ago when he made the opening day roster. This guy knows his stuff. Russell Withers, a wizard. So I rode with him, and I put Davis Daniel in one of my draft champions, a 50-round drafting hole. And that was great. So keep it coming. Let's party. Let's ride. Davis Daniel is not just a fluke. Yes, he was dominant against my Tigers who, are hit or miss offensively, which is putting it mildly. Of course, I understand that. But this is a guy who can play
Go Tigers.
in Major League Baseball and be a legit starter rest of the season. He could be a sneaky ad that people won't focus on as much with all these other guys that are coming up, including David Festa, who is another guy that I really liked. And Ben Chase posted a video about David Festa, who made his debut yesterday. So, Mike, did you see either one of these guys pitch? Did you look at either one of these guys, David Festa or Davis Daniel?
I will be honest with everybody here, and this is the best part about fantasy baseball, and I think that some of the people in the industry don't do a great job at, and I'm not calling anybody out. I am one of those people that if I don't know something, I'm not going to bullshit you and blow smoke up your ass. I don't know much about either, to be 100% honest with you. I did not catch any of Davis Daniel yesterday, but I did catch Festa yesterday. So, and for those of you guys who don't know, Davis Daniel is with the Angels, Festa is with the Twins. The Twins won 13-6, one of the hottest teams in baseball right now offensively. But 5 innings pitched, seven hits, 5 earned runs, one walk, and 2 Ks. So not the greatest of debuts from Festa, but Davis Daniel of the Angels and Govier, maybe you can help me out. This is something for me to learn as well. But he went 8 innings yesterday, 4 hits, 0 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Like you said, the Tigers aren't the best of offensive teams sometimes. They're kind of hit or miss, but no pun intended. What do we need to know about Davis Daniel? Is it an overpowering fastball? Does he have a 5-pitch mix? Is he a guy that has a 100-mile-per-hour heater? Like, what are we looking at from him?
Well, my friend, Davis Daniel, he's a surprise. He's a sneak peek. He's somebody who will be like, whoa, who's this guy? He's nothing, right? I could totally own this guy. Wrong. Incorrect. That will not happen. And let's look at the StatCast page just to give you a little taste of what happened last night for Davis Daniel specifically. I really love David Festa, too, because his strikeout numbers in the minors have been really, really good. We're talking a starter who's been at 12, 13 K per 9 at times as a starter. David Festa has real nasty stuff. 3 pitches he can use. Again, check out the quick video, the YouTube short that Benjamin Chase did when Festa was called up Thursday. It's on our YouTube 24/7. Utilize the YouTube, guys. Comment on it. Ask questions when we're not there. We're here for you. We serve the masses. We always have. We always will. But if you see here, 27% whiffs rate, 13 whiffs. So it wasn't like he totally dominated. The changeup was key. He got 5 whiffs on the changeup, 15 swings. That was a great pitch. He didn't use the curveball a ton, but when he did use it, it was effective. So I'm wondering if that curveball will be more commonplace or if he doesn't just trust it quite enough. Because you see 4 pitches here. You see 4-seam fastball, changeup, slider, curveball for Davis Daniel. And he's not a guy who throws super hard, right? I mean, look at the pitch velocities, right, Mike? It's not super dominant, right?
Right. Yeah.
But that changeup makes the difference.
100%. And a lot of guys will rely heavily on the fastball and not the other pitches. And some guys rely on the opposite. And it looks like Davis Daniel does have a solid changeup. You guys look at if you're watching this on YouTube, Gov's got the StatCast page up. The average exit velocity, that was the lowest of all of his 4 pitches at 75.4. So not a lot of hard contact against that pitch. He got 15 swings on it. 5 whiffs, so a 33% whiff rate on that changeup. So looks like his changeup is one of his better pitches. So I'm intrigued. The question I'm going to pose to you, Gove, is because he plays for the Angels, do you see a lot of wins in his future against other teams?
I knew that was coming. That's classic, right? Yeah, I can't blame you for that one.
That's putting it mildly.
That might be a problem, but quality starts could be in play. Also, this is the Tigers, and their offense sucks. I admit
do you think
that.
He's more valuable in a quality starts league versus a wins league? Obviously,
I do. Slightly. Yes, slightly. I do think that even on a bad team, a guy can get wins if he gets run support. Sure. And sometimes the Angels can hit. They got some guys that came back. There's some guys in the mix that can play. So it's not like they're not a team that is god-awful all the time in terms of offense. Yeah. Their pitching fails them a lot. So, but I trust Russell, and I like Davis Daniel. I think people will dismiss the start because it was against the Tigers. It'll be a good chance to get Davis Daniel cheap. I'm recommending Adam in 12 teamers and deeper. Davis Daniel for now. David Festa, if he sticks around, that's the other question. Oh, shit. Yeah, well, everyone's going to want a piece of that, so that's going to ruin everything. Damn it.
Yep. Davis Daniel gets the Oakland A's in his next start, too. So very exploitable matchup there as well. Where are you looking to add Davis Daniel? Like 12 teamers, shallower formats, 14 teamers? 12
teamers and deeper. I'm not going 10 yet.
Got it.
But I keep an eye on it. I really think this guy has something to offer. I think he'll be undervalued. And though he doesn't throw as hard, like I said, the difference on a changeup, if he only throws 91, 92, and he still has a changeup that's got that nice 7 mile an hour, 6 mile an hour difference, it can really baffle hitters. And the changeup is one of the best pitches for some of the best strikeout artists, not just a slider, right? Nasty stuff with a curveball and a slider could be great for strikeout artists, but the changeup matters. It does. And I'll leave it there. And I know Mike's running out of time too, so I want to move forward. I want to catch up real quick here, Mike. EA wants to let you know that he's lived in D.C. for 5 years. I lived in the Navy Yard right next to Nats Park. I moved out to San Francisco in October. Oh, love coming back when I can. So we miss him there. Yeah, maybe we should have a reunion in the area. I'll come back. EA will show up. We'll all hang out. Charlie said, I added wood in my shallow 10-teamer. Hope it pays off. Congratulations. Great job. Fantasy Sports says, head-to-head points redraft. I traded away Bibby. I call him Bibby.
It is Bibby.
I do. Oh, good. Not Bibby. Mike Bibby, who looked like Bat Boy, that guy who was a part bat, part boy. You see on the world news, like those. That. When I shaved my head in 1999, everybody called me Bat Boy. They said I looked just like him. I had braces on. Yeah, it was a hard year, but it was funny. So I traded away Bybee and Ober for Bregman. How did I do? Mike, bottom line to me right now.
Man, I got to be honest with you.
You hate Ober.
Sports, I know I do, but I like Tanner Bybee so much that I really don't care about this. Ober's just a nice piece. I think he's usable in some starts. I like Alex Bregman too. I just prefer Bybee, but it depends on how you're. It really depends on what the rest of your team looks like. Fantasy sports though too. So if you were hurting at starting pitching and you were loaded at the bats, then I like this trade. Or sorry, the reverse of that.
Reverse.
If you didn't have the bat and you had a plethora of pitching, then I like this trade. I probably would have tried maybe just Bybee for Bregman, but neither here nor there. I just prefer slightly the Bybee side. I think he is up and coming, and he's been lights out for the past month now. Gove. I mean, he's been killing it.
Yeah, I love Bybee. And this is points, so pitchers might have much more powerful. I assume you have a lot of pitching fantasy sports. I'm assuming this. Even though in head-to-head I do prefer batters, but head-to-head points is a little bit different. It is.
Agreed.
Audie says, I traded Crochet for Ton this week before his manager came out and said they'll be dialing back his innings. How did you not see that coming? I mean, that's genius. Everybody knew. We've talked on the show for a month at least that Crochet's innings were a ticking time bomb. So getting rid of him, great job, right?
Yeah, we said that from the very first day. Actually, the show that we did with Chris Towers from CBS Sports, we talked about that. Me, Britton, and Chris, we talked about Crochet's innings, and at some point that they will be capped. And everyone saw this coming. He hasn't had the workload since he's been a major leaguer, and even dating back to college, mind you. So I like this move a lot for you, Audi. And if you guys still have Crochet, maybe you can still get something for him now. But his trade value has decreased since the news came out about him dialing back his innings. So great move there, Audi. Nice job.
Great job.
Great job.
Also, rest of season, Crochet's a guy. We're at the midseason point here. I labeled the show this way. It definitely hasn't even gone that way. So maybe I'll change the title. But rest of season, Crochet's, you got to sell. It's over. That's a sell. Tyler O'Neill, that's a guy to be in business with. That's a guy I'm not opposed to. Andrew wants to let everybody know he lost Bednar, Lodolo, and Wu over the last week. I'm sorry. That's rough. But Lodolo's just a blister. So if anybody's taking advantage of that, please maybe consider adding Lodolo if someone's like, oh, this sucks, I'm out. It's just a blister thing, though, so it might not be that easy to get Lodolo. Just saying. And Wu, he's up and down all over the place. Charles P. Oh, you want to talk to Charles? Great. So we'll move on from there. I don't think you... Oh, God, you guys are having your own conversations. I got to start reading these more. Blah, blah, blah. Carlos Santana has been an incredible draft champions pick on NFBC. He's on an unreal heater right now. I'd sell on that, by the way, rest of the season. Mike?
Sell. He's 38 years old, guys. I mean, it's something. The Twins are absolutely on fire right now. We talked about earlier, too, Willie Castro. He's probably my new man crush right now. I love Willie Castro. But he's a lot younger than... Yeah, I love him so much. He's killing it, man. I just think he's now that he's batting leadoff, he's hitting, he's running. He's not running as much, but he's got runs, is what I meant to say. He's got the runs. Yeah, he's got some sneaky pop to him as well. And he's hitting the shit out of the ball right now. So, not to mention, I love players that qualify at 4 different positions in Yahoo. So, give me all Willie Castro.
Okay, wow. Shit, I got to lock that in. I didn't know there was some serious shit going down there. I like Carlos Santana in certain leagues I have him in right now. OBP is always a little bit more valuable, but he will probably fall apart towards the end of the season. That's just a classic call on my part. What about Nick Pivetta? He gets the Padres today and then the Marlins next. By the way, Marlins are a great team to stream against if you're looking for pitching streamers. Rest of season, really. It's always a good time to stream against the Marlins. Brady Singer got right this week, dominated the Marlins. Everybody can do that. If he struggles today, Pivetta, and can't rebound, is he a drop candidate for someone like a Christian Scott, David Festa, or Davis Daniel?
I'm not.
We haven't talked a lot about Pivetta, Mike. I don't think.
No. I mean, for me, I'm not dropping him for any of those guys. I do like Christian Scott. And again, I've already mentioned before, I don't have a whole lot of intel on Festa or Daniel, but for the most part of these 3 options, I'm still rolling with Nick Pivetta. The Red Sox are only a half game out from that 3rd wild card spot. I think he'll get right at some point. The one thing that you will get from Pivetta, I think, if nothing else, will be the Ks, and I think his Ks will be better than all 3 of those guys. So I still like Nick Pivetta given those options.
Let me, quickly looking at what Pivetta's been doing since he came back from injury. Remember, he did hit the IL earlier this season. Oh, yeah. Well, good, bad, good, really good. Well, there's been some really good starts. Yeah. He's got a 4 ERA. His whip's up to 1.16. The Ks are all still rolling along like they do. The walks are something always to be concerned with Pivetta. If he struggles, he's worth dropping in a 10-teamer for sure. 12-teamer maybe, but still kind of risky with the pitching being what it is. I think we need the best we can get. We need all hands on deck, Mike.
Yeah, I like I said, given those 3 options, I like Pivetta, but keep your eye on Christian Scott.
Okay. What's your take on Shota Imanaga? By the way, for the Willie Castro love. It's a lot of silence.
I hear like a bass going on right now.
Oh. This is the longer clip. I was hoping for the
Hold it.
If you don't recognize his music by now.
You may run like Mays, but you hit like shit.
There it is.
With your speed, you should hit the ball on the ground.
Major league.
Legging them out.
That's right. Well, that's what Willie Castro needs to be doing. Hit the ball on the ground and legging him out. So, Shota Imanaga, I have him in one league, 14-team Roto 6x6. And he was flying too high close to the sun. He was Icarus. He was out of control. He couldn't have a 1.89 ERA forever.
No, yeah. I don't think the last start, it wasn't terrible against San Francisco, but it wasn't great either. He went 6 innings. The Ks were only 3. The previous start, he got rocked by the Mets. It's actually last Friday on the show we were talking about it. I'm not overly concerned with Imanaga, Govier. I don't know how you feel about it, but you can see he's got a sea of red here if you guys are watching us on YouTube. He's still got a 3.07 ERA even after getting his tits rocked against the Mets. So still 7-2 with the 3.07 ERA. I still like him. He's got a decent K percentage. The walk percentage is great. I love the walk percentage there. So I definitely think he's still the ace of the Cubs. I think he's a guy that's going to have his up and downs, but like Govier had alluded to, He wasn't going to be this guy all season long, especially as guys started getting the intel on him and getting to see him a little bit more. But I do think I'm not worried about him.
I'm ready. I'm walking tall.
Yeah, he's rest of season. That's the point here. We're almost at the midseason point here. Imanaga, can he be as good as he was in the first 85 innings? Maybe not as good, but still not someone who's god awful. The main problem with him that a lot of people looked at preseason was the power, the home runs in the summertime, Wrigley Field, the ball flying out. I mean, the walks are incredible. So he really has great command. But if people could tee off and crank dongs on him, that's a big problem. In fact, that's a problem I have with David Festa, who I talked about, one of the newcomers here for the Minnesota Twins, who throws gas. But he gets up a lot of dongs. That's a problem. So you got to keep an eye on that. Rest of the season, Imanaga, I think I'd rather take a shot on him and see if he can stay where he is. He's still a 3.50 ERA guy for the season. That's a solid pitcher. I'd be willing to take that, especially if somebody's ready to sell. I think I would give that a shot. I would. Yeah.
I think it's a great call. If somebody who's worried about Imanaga and you need starting pitching, see if you can buy low on him. Because I do think, like Govier said, he's not going to be what he was in the beginning of the season, but he's still going to be a very valuable SP2, 3 Gov. Is he an SP1?
No, but you're right. 2-3 at worst, probably.
Yep.
Hey, Bizza, left us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Thank you so much. We really need up that Spotify rating. They've been crushing us. They think we're scumbags over there. So thank you, my friend. If the White Sox sell Crochet, would his new team have an innings limit if contending?
Yes.
That's part of this problem. Yep. Yeah. Next. That's it. John. You look like a new name to me. John Kempton. Welcome to the show. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, be a part of our routine. We got the Discord is free. We got Twitter X. Hit us up. Make sure you mention us. Don't DM us. That's the lesson of today's show, folks. The Mr. Rogers takeaway, if you will. What's up? Oh, you guys talking on the side. Follow up on my initial question for fantasy sports. My other pitchers are Glasnow, Peralta, Jared Jones, Lodolo, Howe, Bobby Biller, and Joseph Verlander. Need help at corner infield.
Then that makes sense then. But again, if you had a pitching staff of Glasnow, Bybee, Lodolo, I don't know. I just prefer Bybee. I would have been interested to know who was out on your waiver wire before pulling the trigger on that.
Yeah, this goes back to the Bybee thing. He's got all these other guys. Bobby Miller been getting ripped so far. Speaking of tits that have been ripped. Jared Jones, also another innings casualty on the horizon, folks. We've said it a million times. Tanner Houck. I love Tanner Houck. I only drafted him in 50% of my leagues. I wish I drafted him in 100% of my leagues. Still, 50%. This guy, he's not dominant, but he just keeps going out there. Quality starts, low ratios. This face you're making. I don't know. Is that bad?
I love Tanner Houck too. This is the face of I wish I had a share of Tanner Houck because I don't. I was really high on him coming up when he was with the Red Sox, and he always just let me down, so I was out on him this season. I didn't know if he would actually be for real or not. Him and Garrett Crochet, I was really, really big. Not Garrett Crochet, sorry.
Whitlock,
yes. I don't know why name was losing me there. I would love to
both called Garrett.
Yeah.
Great job.
I think Houck got screwed by his franchise, too. He's already pitched 103 innings this season.
Mm-hmm.
With a whip under 1. And a 2.18 ERA.
Doesn't he remind you, if you watch him pitch, doesn't he remind you a little bit like Chris Sale? Like his delivery?
Okay. I could see that a little bit. I mean, not as dominant with the Ks, but yeah,
no,
you're right.
Just the delivery, nothing in terms of the numbers. Just the delivery.
A right-handed Chris Sale.
Yeah, exactly.
The walks, again, just like Imanaga. That's where Tanner Houck, he's thriving. So good at limiting the walks. 4% walk rate. That's outstanding. And if that's who he is, that's something he can keep doing all season. That's not, to me, that's not prone to variance as much as like home runs or fly balls versus ground balls. And I mean, you might get a few bad calls here and there, but if you're a guy who can maintain your command every start like this, it's incredible. I don't know what he did to get so focused. His swinging strike percentage stinks, though. It's not that great. So he is thriving on the fact that he can maintain the command. If Houck loses command, that's bad news. And I can't blame someone if they're thinking about selling high on Houck. I can't blame him.
Yeah, I like him rest of the season. Honestly, I really do. The thing that I look at with pitchers, and I'm so glad we're talking about the StatCast pages too, Gov. When I'm looking and I'm evaluating a pitcher, one of the very first things I look at is walk rate. If a guy has a really, really low walk rate, it's like gold for me. I want guys like that on my team in fantasy baseball. And think about it too. If you got a lot of walks, you're putting a guy. If you walk 2 guys an inning, you're putting a guy on second base in scoring position. Next guy gets a hit, scores him in. Then it's a snowball effect if you have a high walk rate. So, and I don't want anybody like that on my team. So the whip is also into play there as well. If you're playing a whip league, if you walk a lot of guys. So the walk percentage is something I look at. And this is the reason why I would be looking to buy on Imanaga.
Hell yeah. Good call. Good call. Pallazzo Podcast Live, your 2Ls, 2Zs.
Utah.
Follow us everywhere. Mike Virginia _ Mike VA on Twitter, MJ Govier on Twitter. Our whole galaxy of stars. Follow all them. They're great people. Discord's free. Always in the description. You can find the link. Very, very simple. There's a Patreon too. I haven't even mentioned that. That's out there as well. And with football coming up too, there might be some more stuff heading your way. So stay tuned. Lot of fun brewing here as we roll into July. Coming this summer, July. Hey, MP31's here. Is one of our regulars. So rest of the season, by the way, Tanner Houck, is this a guy you want to hold on to?
Yes.
At the midseason point?
Yep, I do.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. What's going on with David Schneider, says MP31? Are better days ahead? I'm in a 5 outfielder league. I should still roster him, right? In a 5 outfielder league, yeah.
Yeah, almost have to. Again, it depends on who else is out there, though. So MP31, if you quickly let us know who else is out there from the outfield perspective. David Schneider is going to be a little up and down throughout the rest of the season, but again, I still like him. And he qualifies at second base too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
We have his we have his StatCast page up here. Our pitcher list. I'm sorry. And he's got a 26.5% K rate. The walk percentage is great at 11%. So something that I like there. The average is not something left to be desired. Only hitting 220. The WOBA's at 321, which is decent but not great. I like to see him climb back up in the lineup at some point to increase his value. But if he's not hitting, that's not going to happen. So
yeah. Blow it up. Toronto, blow it up. You blew it. It's over, okay? It didn't work out. You got pieces to move. I think the manager should be fired, and I think it's possible that Ross Atkins, GM, should be 86th as well. This is not news. This kind of talk's going on all over Twitter X. In fact, the Red Sox have jumped ahead, and the Red Sox have done it with an approach that is very smart, throwing more sweepers, getting rid of the four-seamers with their pitching staff has worked wonders. That's another reason why Tanner Houck has been so useful this year. But I have David Schneider at least 4 leagues, maybe 6, and I'm not abandoning them. But those are dynasty and keeper leagues as well. So I will say that you could drop Schneider in redraft in 12-teamers and deeper, or in 10-teamers for sure, and 12-teamers. 14 and deeper I would hold on David Schneider. That's how I feel about that, okay? Great. MP31 wants to know, James Wood's on his way. Who's the next top hitting prospect? If you want to know the answer to this, absolutely go watch our Prospect Power Hour shows. That's the place. They've been covering the promotions of AAA, AA. Those guys are locked in. That's where you'll find the best answer, 100%, and I feel confident saying that. Okay, moving down the list here, Mike. I need hitting. I've got Imanaga, Hunter Brown, Tarek Skubal, Pablo Lopez, Matt Waldron, Ronel Blanco, and Cole Reagans. Who would you trade out of these pitchers for a solid hitter? Who needs to go there? Matt Waldron? Blanco?
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, what kind of hitter are you getting in return, right? So,
yeah,
like of all of these guys, I mean, I would probably start with Hunter Brown first and just try to buy on the fact that he plays for the Astros. He's playing well. Maybe see if there's something that somebody's willing to buy on. So I'd start Hunter Brown. I'm definitely keeping Skubal. Lopez I liked as a buy low candidate, but after Hunter Brown, that's a guy I would be looking to capitalize on in terms of trying to sell for a bat. So those would be my guys in terms of trying to acquire something that's going to be of value or like value for these guys. So I don't know what you're going to get in return for a Matt Waldron or Ronel Blanco, but it also depends on who your league mates are and how new they are to fantasy baseball. So
I say it every time his name comes up, and I'll just keep pumping it because I want you guys to know you can trust us, and we're here. We're not just some average show. We know our shit here. We play the game, we play to win, and we know what we're doing here. We're locked in. Hunter Brown, May 17th. I put him on a buy low, May 17th. Hunter Brown. Look at his numbers since May 17th. End of story. Thank you very much. You're welcome. That was in the Patreon, too. Exclusive. Head-to-head points. Would you rather draft Noel V. Marte, Mike, Virginia's boy, or Isaac Paredes? Would you rather have one of those guys?
Oh, that's a tough one, dude.
It is? You like Paredes, huh?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think he's a good power bat. It depends on what you need, too. I like Paredes better for power, but give me Marte there still, but it's close.
Yeah, Paredes has like a stupid WRC plus, or at least he did. He's kind of chilled in the power. Only 2 home runs in the last almost month, right? So, by the way, Brandon Marsh hit a home run yesterday. It was his first home run in like 6 weeks. So, totally insane. Oh, great news. Mike can stick around. Yay! Woo-hoo!
Shout out to my wife.
Thank you, wifey. Thank you so much. She doesn't like the mustache, but she's very kind when it comes to the schedule. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, EA, all day. I was just getting ready to say this. I was going to say one guy before I said Kobe Mayo. Davison De Los Santos of the Arizona Diamondbacks. From a hitting perspective, I like him a lot, and I love Kobe Mayo. I've been saying this since I started out on the Pallazzo podcast. One of the very first shows I ever did with Govier, I talked about Kobe Mayo. The guy's on a roll. I think he has 3 straight games with a home run. This guy will be the real deal, folks, when he comes up. I hope the O's make room for him. He needs to be up. He has nothing left to prove in AAA. Love Kobe Mayo.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah, that was putting it mildly. Yeah. By the way, I also said this on my Twitter on Monday when the Orioles brought Heston Kjerstad back up, that this time they'd get it right, and they have. He's already hit his home run. He's had 2 multi-hit games. This is not – the Orioles knew they screwed up. Even the Orioles knew that, okay, that was stupid. We brought him up, and he didn't play. Even they knew that they made an error. And it's hard for organizations to admit when they've gone wrong. But they did. This time, Kjerstad's here for good. He's never going back now. This is the future.
Great job.
Bye, 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 bye. Everything except steals.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a real power bat here, guys. So if you guys need power, need an outfield bat, go grab Heston Kjerstad immediately. I like him. I kind of like him in the same bucket as James Wood. I like James Wood ever so slightly, but Heston Kjerstad's kind of in that same bucket for me. Real quick on the O's, real quick too. Somebody else brought up Ramon Urias and Jorge Mateo. Those guys need to go. Get ready, get them out of there. You move Westy over to second, and you give the third base job to Kobe Mayo. You have to do it.
Wrong. Jorge Mateo's a god. Wrong. Oh, that's wrong too. Okay, it's all wrong. Never mind. You're right. So. Yeah. Wow. Okay, we're humming along here on the Pallazzo podcast. So rest of season, would you rather at the midseason point here? You said you'd rather have Wood a little bit more than Kjerstad.
Yep.
But you're saying that Mayo will get called up and he'll be a big factor in MLB rest of season?
Yeah. I here's the thing. I think that we're looking at a potential call up for Kobe Mayo once the trade deadline is passed. And the reason why I say that is because I do think some of their prospects might be on their way out. I would not be actually surprised, Gove, if they moved Heston Kjerstad or Colton Cowser or somebody along those lines to a team for some starting pitching. This might be an audition for teams to look at Kjerstad. So the O's desperately need starting pitching, and they're not going to get away with getting a top-level starter without giving up some guys. So, and Heston Kjerstad, Connor Norby. I brought this up on my Twitter page the other day too. Kobe Mayo is untouchable. Samuel Basallo, untouchable. Everybody else is on the table. Cowser, Kjerstad, Connor Norby, Dylan Beavers, those guys are all going to be on the trade market. Cade Povich, those guys will be on the trade market to get a decent starter in return, in my opinion.
Wrong. He might be right. I just like hitting the wrong button. It's fun.
Great job.
See, great job. Alrighty. We're giving you guys, by the way, perspective for rest of season too. So it took us a while, but every player we're bringing up, we're trying to let you know what to do rest of season with those players. B. Henny went back to work. See, B. Henny, always glad to have you in here. And I've seen this stat too.
Yeah, I saw this too. I saw this last night.
Yeah,
rest of season.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say rest of season for just a starting pitching here. What are we expecting from Ranger Suarez, who has been unreal to start the season? And we've talked about him some on this show. I'm not necessarily a huge believer. I never really have been. But it's hard to argue what he's done. But he's had some rocky starts here, most recently against your Bozo Tigers, who he had the L in 6 innings. So,
go Tigers.
Are you looking to maybe move?
Hey, only I could say that, you son of a bitch. I don't call them your Bozo Orioles, okay?
Right, okay,
well, that's because they're not actually. They're a great organization, so never mind. Ranger Suarez.
What are we doing with him? Do you like him as and again, the reason why I bring him up is because do you think he's playing a little bit over his head? Is he a guy that you might be looking to trade or move on from, or what are you doing with him?
When you look at Ranger Suarez on any stat profile, we'll bring up the Pitcher List page here as we always do on the show. Thanks to Pitcher List for always letting us use these player profile pages, which are beautiful to look at. They're nice and organized, nice and tight, give you a little snapshot. And the one thing that'll stick out to you here is walks. Again, just like Tanner Houck, He is really limited to the walks. But what you don't get from these player profile pages here is the history. Mike, do you have any idea what the career walks per 9 is for Ranger?
I have no idea.
Would you say it's lower or higher than his current walks per 9?
Higher.
You are correct. His current walks per 9 are 1.74. So he's less than 2 walks per 9 innings. Outstanding. Just under it. His career norm is 2.93, almost 3 walks per 9. So he's down a whole walk per 9 at least. And last year he was at 3.46 walks per 9. Year before that he was at 3.36. So he's at 1.74, but he's been in the threes the last 2 seasons. Ticking time bomb? Yes.
Well, now here's the thing, because of now that Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper are both on the IL, Rob Thompson did say there's a good chance they both could be back before the All-Star break. I highly doubt that happens with how tricky both of their injuries are. I think they'll play it smart and give them some break till after the All-Star break to take advantage of that. But noting those are 2 important pieces to their lineup, they're going to be without 2 guys. They're 1 and 3 hitters. Maybe the wins might not be there for Ranger Suarez. So I don't know. This is a guy that's kind of on the ledge for me. I'm not really sure what to do with Ranger. Do I trade him? Do I keep him with the state of starting pitching? It's tough.
Yeah, that is tough. But I think I would want to get out of business with Ranger Suarez the rest of the season. I would. I feel the regression's coming. Sell now if someone's willing to buy it. But if he's already had a few rough starts, that might turn people off. And as always, never sell at the lowest point. Let's talk about Garrett Cole real quick. So Garrett Cole comes back. He has a great start at AAA, strikes out 10, and he comes back, and he's blah in his first start. Not terrible, just kind of average at best.
Who is that against, by the way?
Well, one was that the Baltimore start, or was that the next one?
Both. There was the Mets and the Orioles. He wasn't very good in either one of those.
Well, the Baltimore start, he was, average. 4 innings, 5 Ks. But it wasn't terrible, so it was average. The Mets start was terrible. No Ks at all in 4 innings, got ripped. Mm-hmm. So, Garrett Cole, rest of season. He's not at his highest point in terms of selling right now. You can't sell at the lowest point. But if you're afraid he's hurt and that he's going to go back to the IL, then I know you would be panicking right now. It's a difficult spot to be in. I'm in panic mode, but I don't want to sell at the lowest point with Garrett Cole. What do I do? What do I do? Pop quiz, hotshot.
Well, if you guys have been watching the show and follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm a Garrett Cole hater. Yeah, I am.
I am too. I don't like him either. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But he's on my 14-team head-to-head keepers. I've been stuck with this guy for 3 years. I don't know how I ever got on my team, but I've been stuck with him, and it's not fun.
Yeah, it sucks. Right now it does, at least. I've said it. I'm not going to go back and rehash all this stuff and open this wound again. But I've said it from the get-go that the injury, I don't care if it was nerve related or not. I thought the Yankees were very tight-lipped on it. I don't think that he's 100% healthy right now. I advised on selling him well before his start against the Orioles and then against the Mets. I do think he'll figure it out. I don't think he's this bad, obviously. But to piggyback off of Govier's point, the very first time that he comes up and maybe shoves it against Detroit or Oakland or LA or whomever, I would be looking to get out of business with Garrett Cole. I would be looking to trade him. I just don't know what you're getting out. He's just too much of a wild card for me rest of season to have that much stock in him. I'd rather move on, get something in value now in return, just in case that those injuries resurface.
Great job.
Wrong. He might be wrong, might be right. Who the hell knows? I mean, he did a great job still. You could be wrong and still do a great job. In the end, Garrett Cole, these numbers are incredible. I mean, he has a career 3.19 ERA. Career. And that's over almost 2,000 innings. So that speaks for itself.
Yep.
It does. But he was consistently, from 2018 to 2022, he was at almost 12 or 13 Ks per 9. We're talking 200 inning seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them at least. 4.
Solid. Yeah.
But then last year, 209 innings, he drops below 10 to 9.5 Ks per 9. Cole does. And part of that maybe had to do with the slipping with the elbow issue later in the season. And now he's been on the IL this whole season, comes back, he's been bad. It's possible that this thing could get worse before it gets better.
Yeah. But
I'd also maybe, if somebody's sick of it and someone's really panicking, take advantage of them. I don't know. I'll take a shot. Maybe.
here's the thing. Like, all right, let me ask you this question. So we'll flip it now. Somebody's trying to trade you Garrett Cole, Mr. Govier,
Yes.
and wants a mid-level, one of your mid-level bats. Maybe not somebody you draft in the first or second or third round, but maybe somebody you draft in the fourth, fifth, or sixth. Maybe like an Adolis Garcia, or I'm trying to think of some other guys. Maybe
Spencer Steer.
Spencer Steer, that's a great one. Yeah. Would you be looking
Seiya Suzuki?
Yeah. Would you be looking to move those guys, maybe a package of those guys for a guy like Garrett Cole? Would you trade Spencer Steer for Garrett Cole straight up?
Ooh, boy, that's tough.
Wow, dude.
I love Spencer Steer. He did hit a home run yesterday. That was fun. He's had he's not been as good this year as I hope Steer would be, but his positional flexibility is so great. And if this is a keeper league, I would love to keep Steer. So is this redraft only?
Yes, redraft. Let's just talk redraft.
Okay, redraft only, Steer for Cole. I think I might do that. Yeah, I think I'd trade Steer for Cole. Seiya Suzuki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do that? I would do that.
I think I would.
Would you do Marcus Semien for Garrett Cole? Because Semien hasn't been good either.
No, but I think because there's more there with Semien that I'd like to see, and I wouldn't want to sell him now for Cole. I would say no. I would not.
Last one here for you. Ready? Would you do CJ Abrams for Garrett Cole?
Ooh. CJ Abrams, is he good? Is he terrible? Is he the best ever? No. I thought we were excited about him a couple weeks ago.
He's been on fire recently.
Yeah.
So if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I want your CJ Abrams. I'll give you Garrett Cole." Would you make that move?
No.
Yeah, neither would.
No, I would not. No, Your Honor, I would not. No, Senator. I misremembered that moment, Senator. Thank you.
So there you go. So you guys know how we feel about Garrett Cole. Today? Where are we at? Did you watch that
really
yesterday?
Oh yeah, that's fucking hilarious, man. I didn't even watch it at all. I just saw the clips, and even I was laughing. I was like, "Holy shit, this guy is dead. This guy's fucking dead. He's a zombie." It's very possible that Joe Biden is a zombie. Yeah.
They were arguing about their golf handicaps. That's where we are with the current state of our commander-in-chief, ladies and gentlemen. Them arguing about golf on live television.
Hail to the chief. He's the one we all say hail to.
China.
That's a good one here. Do that again.
China.
He's such a fucking douchebag, but he's so dumb and so and he makes me laugh.
China.
Please don't ever remove that sound clip because I want you to start playing that more for a good laugh. This is a good question here. He wants to know, Fantasy Sparks wants us to rank these outfielders rest of season in the head-to-head points leagues between Byron Buxton, George Springer, Bretton Doyle, Lars Nootbaar, and Heston Kjerstad. This is a fun one because I'm not really high on any of these guys, but interested to hear your take. Other than Heston Kjerstad, but interested to hear your take on this one, Go.
Ooh. Okay, so I dropped Nootbaar in our main event 2 weeks ago because I thought he's going to be on the shelf for a while, and I just wasn't going to, even though we waited for him to come back, so we held him. Remember, main event, NFBC type formats, there's no IL spots. You have 7 bench spots, okay? 15-team Roto 5x5. So when we drafted Nootbaar, we thought, okay, well, he's going to miss the minimum. He'll probably be back like April 12th. And he basically was. And he was okay. He wasn't great, but then he got hurt again. And now this side oblique issue, I thought he'd be out into July, and we thought we had to pull the plug, even though outfield, the deeper you get in leagues, outfield is getting rough for some teams. Maybe that was a mistake. But for head-to-head points, rest of the season, oh, by the way, someone tweeted today that Byron Buxton's having a good June. Here we go.
China.
I apologize.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's better. Thank you. Springer's always garbage to me. I don't even care what his stats are. I just can't trust him. I don't like drafting or holding George Springer on my roster. Bretton Doyle, he can steal bags, and Coors is heating up this summer, which is always fun. I think this is going to go Kjerstad first for me.
Same. I would rank these Kjerstad, Buxton.
No.
You don't like Buxton too? I just don't like any
No.
of the rest of these guys. I don't like the rest of these guys that do. I don't like George Springer. Brenton Doyle's terrible against on the road. He's only good at home. So you really can only start him at Coors.
True.
Lars Nootbaar's got that side injury. Yeah.
Nootbaar started
I'm
his
going-
rehab on Friday. That's today. Shit.
There you go. So I'm sticking with that. I'm going Kierstead, Buxton, Doyle, Springer, Nootbaar. That's what I'm going with. Just because Nootbaar's hurt. So that's the only reason why he's at 5.
I really like Nootbaar's profile. I really do. If he's healthy and he's going to be back rest of the season now, I'd probably put him 2. I'd go Kierstead, Nootbaar, Springer, I guess, even though I loathe him.
You like Springer over Buxton the rest of the season?
Yeah, just because Buxton he'll screw you. He'll screw us. He will screw you. You can't trust him. And I don't want to trust him. People are always buying into this shit. Even in 2024, after 10 goddamn years of this shit, they're still buying into it. Just like they buy into this dipshit with all the dumb shit he's done.
China.
So there you go. Oh, boy. And EA loves the China bit. Great. Well, I'm glad we could have a new button for you that makes you love the show even more. Evilzilla. What's up, Evilzilla? Did you subscribe? Have you liked the video? Make sure you have. Biden's still better than the Trump by lots. Okay, so now we've opened a can of worms that we never wanted to open on this show. I immediately regret it. We're closing out all political commentary. That's it. This is a place.
No more politics, guys.
This is a respite. This is an oasis from the terrible, terrible grind of the day-to-day. Charles, this is an easy answer. When will Skeens be limited? That's not an easy answer, but he will be limited. So I don't know. End of July? Sell and redraft. I'm selling Skeens and redraft because I think they got to shut him down.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. Get rid of Skeens, get rid of Crochet, package them together to somebody who needs a starting pitcher. You could, you know what you could do? You could package both of those guys and really target a high-level hitter in replace of those because they will be limited. You might miss out on some fun starts from Paul Skeens from maybe the first half, 3/4 of July, and then they'll start pulling him back a little bit. So,
go get Randy Rosarina. Skeens for Rosarina. See if someone will do that.
I would shoot higher than that.
Oh, wow. That's rude.
Yeah.
But Randy's turned the corner, man. He's coming back. Rest of the season, I would. I think that's a fine trade. I would do that. I would.
Great job.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Did you know that Gleyber Torres has had a tough year? Our pal Pistol. What's up, Pistol? Good to see you, buddy. He went heavy on Gleyber this year, or Glaber. Talked about this on my Beat the Shift appearance with Ario Cohen and Ruvian Guy. Gleyber. Apparently it's Glaber. I say Gleyber Torres. This year not looking too good for Gleyber. Apparently he sat twice recently in the last couple days. I actually benched him this week, and now I'm thinking I might drop him, and that's in a 12-teamer.
I think you have to move on in 12 teams. 14 teamers I might hold on to. 12 teamers I think you got to move on.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, and if I told you that Gleyber would turn it on, I apologize. I was wrong about that.
I apologize.
I made a mistake.
But here's the thing. For a while, you looked good there for a second because he was turning it around, and he had some good games. I think it was in the beginning of June. He looked a lot better, and he's going to still give you that because he's a major league hitter, right? Like he's still Gleyber Torres at the end of the day. But it's like this. Like he starts to climb this hill where he's like, we're going to get him. And then he comes crashing back down. He climbs it and then comes crashing back down. So, I'm not high on him rest of the season just because the batting average is a suck. He's only hitting 215 on the year, but over the last month, he's hitting $181. Like you can't do it. Play that button.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't get in business with Gleyber Torres.
Can't do it.
Sorry. That's just the way it goes. Mike's got to go here shortly. Mike, is there anything else you want to cover before you leave? Because I got some more great questions in here, but...
No, I got a couple more minutes. We can keep going.
This is a great one, I think. Well, this one's easy. How do you guys see Devin Williams when he comes back? He should be the closer.
Has to be.
He's an all-star closer.
Yeah, he's that good. He will probably share the closer role for maybe the first couple of weeks when he's back. Not to pressure him too much, but once he gets his feet back underneath, once he gets his feet back underneath of him, he's going to take that job, and then McGill will probably take the 8th or the 7th and be a high leverage guy. But it's Devin Williams' job, no doubt. McGill has been phenomenal, and they couldn't have asked for a better fill-in for Devin Williams. But the superior pitcher is Devin Williams. He was arguably RP1 going into this season.
I bet you would, Panama Red.
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
you for playing that.
Good call. That's how I feel the same way. If Williams is healthy and activated and back, then go for it. But if he has a bogus back and they activate him too soon, I mean, the Brewers are in a great position. They don't have to rush Williams. So I'm assuming that they're going to bring him back when he's totally ready. That's my assumption.
Yeah,
Solid organization
100%.
in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Better roster. This is a great one. This is the one I'm excited about. Jose Miranda or Mark Vientos rest of season. This is a fun one. Underrated a little bit, both these guys. Corner infielders.
Yep. I'm going to go Mark Vientos. I just like the power better with him. But it's close. It's very, very close. Jose Miranda is playing extremely well. And if I'm not mistaken, Gove, you were in on Jose Miranda a couple weeks back, like earlier in June, or late May. I think you talked about him on one of the shows.
Yeah, I was adding him back. First off, I tweeted about him. I can bring that up. You want receipts? I got goddamn receipts here, you sons of bitches. Go to China. Go back to America.
China.
You'll find them. They're all over the world because Twitter is accessible. Well, actually, in China, I don't know if you actually can access Twitter. They have a lot of censorship. That's kind of bogus.
China.
But I said preseason, I was trying to get people hyped up about Miranda that, okay, he's healthy. The shoulder is no longer an issue. The shoulder really ruined his season last year, and he became an afterthought in drafts. Nobody was drafting him, and nobody thought he'd play in Minnesota. But here he is now, Jose Miranda, doing his thing. He's hitting for a solid average, which is what he can do. Miranda was a guy that people liked as a prospect, as a hitter only, not for his defense or anything. But he could be a player for real.
Yeah.
And Mark Vientos is also highly touted. So I think this is, you flip a coin on this. Really, it's tough. It seems that Vientos has more playing time. Now, if the Mets are starting to think that they're hot shit and they can really compete now, and if somebody gets moved into this situation that impacts Vientos, which I think would be a stupid move,
yeah,
maybe that's a concern.
Yeah, I just like the power better. And here's the thing, too. Like, again, I hate to be the guy. It depends on what you need. I like Vientos better for power, but I like Miranda a little bit better from a batting average perspective.
But the thing is, I think Vientos has hit like 289. He's doing just as well in that category as Miranda. Here's Miranda, 295 batting average across 230 plate appearances. Solid. K rate's down to 14%. He doesn't walk for shit.
No.
But everything else is looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he's got 2 earrings.
Can you pull? Can you pull up Mark Vientos
versus Mark Vientos? Also 2 earrings. Wow. Holy cow.
Great job.
That's not something you see every day.
Damn!
Hitting 298. Yeah. 9 home runs, 22 RBIs.
This is tight.
Yeah, it's really tight. And I swear to you guys, we have not. It's not like we sit here and just look at Vientos and Jose Miranda's player pages. We said this from the beginning when the question was asked that it's tight, and the stats back that up. It's extremely tight. They're almost the exact same player.
Yep, they really are. Except Vientos a little better walking, drawing the walks, but there's no steals here, and they are the exact same. You're right. This is a great call, MP31. I say, which lineup do you like better? Minnesota's lineup's been pretty great lately. They've been kicking ass. Mm-hmm. But the Mets have played better too. So, rest of the season between Jose Miranda and Mark Vientos. So we should probably take this to Twitter. This is something that a lot of people would argue about. But flip a coin?
I'm flipping a coin there, yeah. But if I had to pick gun to my head, it's slightly Mark Vientos. That's it for me.
Oh, man, that's a great one, though. Good job, MP31. Maybe your best one yet. How about that? Guys, did you know that Jose Miranda is a cousin of Lin-Manuel Miranda? I did know that, actually.
China.
Did you know that he's also a cousin of Trump? No, that's not true.
I want to bring up this question really quick from EA All Day. We're talking about Paul Skeens. He's at 73 innings pitched currently. I don't think you really lose production until late August, September. I doubt that they're going to let him go that far. It's worth noting that the Pirates are only 2 games back from the 3rd wild card spot. But realistically, their first time bringing him up in his innings and noting how much he pitched in the college his last year of college there. Realistically, how many innings total do you think he throws? If he's at 73 innings pitched right now, where do you think they get to him and they're like, hey, no more?
Kind of seems like maybe he get to 120.
You think he gets anywhere near 150?
Seems unlikely. This guy's a freak, though. I gotta say, I am anybody else, I would not waver, but this guy's so unique in terms of his fluid motion and that he just came in and owned this league already. Shit. I mean, I believe that throwing is good for you. I believe that sitting on your ass and not throwing is bad for you. I do. I believe that you continue to do what you do best. And if you're going to have a tear, in your elbow, you're going to have a tear in your elbow. There's nothing you could really do about it to prevent it. I really don't think that having 6-man rotations and making guys throw less really works. I think we've kind of seen that. Let me look at the rash of goddamn injuries and elbows.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even need to look up a study. I know that from the eye test and my experiential knowledge. Do I not?
Over under 150.5. Let's get this on the bet board here, Gov. Are you taking the over or the under 150.5 innings pitched for Mr. Paul Skeens?
Well, I think you need to adjust that. I think he's going to get, that'll be the end. So we want to say over under 130.
130.
I guess I'd say, I don't know, over?
I'm taking the under.
Okay.
Yeah, slightly. It's tough for me. Honestly, here's the thing. I could see him probably at the 140 range. I could see that in there. That's going to be my answer.
I think I'm going to start changing my mind, actually. I think this is just developing for me right now. I would argue that maybe you should try to buy Paul Skeens and redraft this year. I think that's where I'm going now. I think I'm just going to get crazy with this, get radical with this, because this guy's so good.
Because here's the thing that you're banking on, okay? Right now, currently as it stands, Pirates are 2 games back from the 3rd wildcard spot, okay? You almost have to bank on Pittsburgh continuing that for him to be in that range. If they fall farther and farther out of that race, there's no reason to throw them out there. So I don't trust the Pirates to continue this pace. They're 2 games under 500. I think at some point they'll start to taper off here like they did last year or the year before. I can't remember. I don't see the Pirates getting into a position where they're going to be like, yeah, we need Paul Skeens to throw 150 innings so we can make it.
Wrong. I disagree, man. I'm telling you.
All right.
Later down end of season, you might be owing everybody an apology. I think this is a real situation. The Pirates, I'd like to maybe make the playoffs preseason. We did talk about this. So I think they're a team that has an opportunity here. And maybe Jared Jones stays more involved too. This is interesting. I'm going to think about this really hard for a while over the weekend and deep in when I'm sitting on the toilet. I'll think about it really hard, and I'll give you some bottom line answers. Would you do this one, Skeens for Tatis?
Yes, I will. No, I don't. I think the
Tatis in deep shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I had to think about it for a second. It sounded very ominous when they interviewed him. If you guys haven't checked that out, go Twitter search Fernando Tatis. I believe he's on the 15 or 10-day IL. I can't remember which one, but he said everybody knows that it's going to be a lot longer than that or something along those lines. He sounded very defeated when he was talking to reporters. So I think I'd take Skeens there, noting that I have no idea what's coming from Tatis, even when he does come back. So, like my old dear friend Steve told me the other night, he said that Tatis is so powerful that his legs are so powerful he might have ripped his own muscles from his bones, or his bones cannot support his intensely powerful muscles. It's crazy. The femur bone is one of the, as Steve said, one of the most strongest bone in your body. So that's wild shit. Also, EA quoting, expect them to do more of what we saw Sunday, where they push Skeens back a day in exchange for a bullpen game. I just don't see them shutting either one of these guys down completely. This is quote unquote from the team. There you go. He didn't know Tatis was hurt too. Oops. That's a perfect name. Oops, he didn't know Tatis was hurt.
I apologize.
You can apologize. It's okay, buddy.
Yeah.
You don't even have to apologize.
Yep. But here's the thing too. So the Pirates, I just want to bring this up really quickly, not to beat a dead horse. The Pirates are 2 games back from the 3rd wild card spot. In front of them, I think, are the Braves and the Padres for that wild spot. I think both those teams get in. The third person currently right now is the Cardinals, okay, in the 3rd wild card spot. Then there's the Mets, the Diamondbacks, and the Giants. I think those are all teams that I think could be leapfrogging Pittsburgh for sure, including possibly even Cincinnati and Chicago.
Diamondbacks, well, I don't think they're going to be this year. They're kind of trash. The Giants are trash. I like the Pittsburgh Pirates better than 2 of those 3, except the Mets.
All right, there you go. You heard it here, folks. So we disagree on the spot where the Pirates end up. I think the Pirates are going to play the conservative approach, not throw their guys out there, Jared Jones and Paul Skeens. But
Ben throwing out all kinds of doozies here. Yes, we are both Mike.
China.
That's right. And yes, Clayton Kershaw and Matt Stafford. Did you know they grew up in the same area of Texas together? That old bit. That's a fun one. Good job, Ben. Nice work. Okay. Well, I think that's going to have to do it, right? Time to go?
Let's talk this one real quick.
Okay.
Hunter Monahan. I don't think I've seen this name in here either.
New
Hunter,
name.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, my friend. We do these every Friday. We do a Sunday show. We do Mondays. We're always here for you on Twitter. Get in the Discord. If you're new here, Thanks for being here. He says, I think
Great
the
job.
Kierstead hype train is off the rails for a guy that's seemingly in a platoon. Are you taking him over Nolan Jones, Jared Kelenic, Merrill, Corbin Carroll, Ton in a weekly redraft? A lot of guys here. So
Cue the, go ahead. Give everybody our weekly Corbin Carroll reminder.
yeah, yes, Corbin Carroll is if you guys have been living under a rock, his shoulder injury is a real concern. Nobody on this show thinks, or really anybody in the industry, mind you, is high on Corbin Carroll rest of season. He changed his swing because of how bad his shoulder hurts, and he elected not to have surgery. So nobody here is a Corbin Carroll fan. I don't know if I'm dropping Corbin Carroll anywhere, just because I still think you can get value out of the runs and stolen bases, but the average, the hits, the power is zapped. So
Yes.
really quickly here, Gove, Kierstead, are you taking him over Nolan Jones rest of season? Who do you like better there?
Nolan Jones, everyone's pissed about. He's come back, but he hasn't done squat. I think if that back's a real problem, if he gets shut down for the rest of the year, despite the allure, of course, then I'd buy on Nolan Jones right now just to take a shot. I don't think it'll cost you that much because he's so garbage. So I would say I'd take Kierstead over Jones because I'm crazy.
So am I. I'm taking Kierstead over Nolan Jones as well. Kierstead or Jared Kelenic?
I'm not so sure I do. Now, this one's different. Kelenic's leading off now. He's playing well. Atlanta may have finally unlocked Kelenic after all these years. I'm taking Kelenic over Kierstead, and that's where I'm sticking with it. 2 Ks. Kelenic, Kierstead, Kelenic.
Yeah. I'm not a Jared Kelenic fan. So he burned me last year. He's been playing well. He's in the leadoff spot. Ronald Acuna getting hurt might have been the best thing for him. He's been able to prove himself in Atlanta. This is very close for me, but I'm not a Jared Kelenic fan. I just don't think he hits lefties very well either. I think that's still, the jury's out for him on that. But Kierstead doesn't play against lefties as well, so that's why I think it's close. Depending on what you need, if you need power, Kierstead. If you need the speed and runs, give me Kelenic. So Jackson Merrill hearing Heston Kierstead.
That's tough because Merrill's kind of come alive, looking good. I mean, look at his numbers. He looks pretty good. I love Kierstead, and I have no Merrill, so maybe Merrill. I'm the guy who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Nope, it's Jackson Merrill for me. Again, this is not a slouch. He didn't come out of nowhere. He's the Padres' best prospect. He was there. The Padres have a shit ton of shortstop prospects, and now Jackson Merrill plays center field. He's been killing it. So he's been arguably I think he's going to win out Rookie of the Year. That's my pick. Is Jackson Merrill.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I love Kierstead, but I guess I have to go with Merrill on this one. You're right.
There you go.
Like Carroll's trash.
Yeah, so we don't have to talk about him, but you're not dropping him for Kierstead. So I would keep Carroll, but yeah, I think we both prefer Kierstead. I don't even think you can in Yahoo actually right now. He's on the can't cut list. Tyler O'Neill or Heston Kierstead. This is a fun one.
Tyler O'Neill's got 16 dogs, batting 260, 32% K rate still. One steal. He doesn't steal bags anymore. That used to be part of his game. So I'm going Kierstead actually because I'm crazy.
I'm still preferring Tyler O'Neill slightly, but the injury concerns are there for me with Tyler O'Neill. It's always something with him. So I think Govier and I are pretty high on Heston Kierstead so long as the playing time is there, Hunter. But we talked about it earlier in the show. The O's screwed up before. He's here to stay. EL Days reminding us that he's out today, by the way. Kowser's in.
Yeah, they apologized to Kierstead. Baltimore knew they made a mistake.
But he's sitting
That's
tonight.
Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah,
of course he is.
He's not in the lineup. So
they're diehards. I mean, I think Kierstead could actually do okay against lefties. He's a good hitter. I think if he's given a shot to learn and play, it might not be so bad. But the way the Orioles operate, no exceptions. Rhino Hearn will never, ever start against a lefty, ever. And that's how it is 24/7 in Baltimore.
Here's the thing with it really quick, and then we're going to get out of here. Heston Kierstead and Kowser. I think the reason why they brought up Heston Kierstead is to light a fire underneath Colton Kowser because he has not been good. I know he hit a home run last night.
He did?
Dead center
Signs of life.
shot too. Yeah. If he doesn't start hitting, they're going to have to start putting Heston Kierstead in over him. So maybe this is a strict platoon between both those guys. Maybe they'll play the matchups, but yeah. Nolan Jones, and here's the thing: Nolan Jones, is the guy that we're clear cutting for him to the back injury, and everybody else. I think it's close. So this is a good question, Hunter.
Wow. Oh, hey. Also, EA says, "Hey, Mike, I'll give you Winker, Finnegan, and Harvey for Kierstead. Sound good?"
Go to hell. No, I'm kidding.
Great job.
I still want Hesky Kirstein.
Wow, dude.
Okay, well, this has been tons of fun. And Mike gave us more time today. Thank you to his wife for helping out. And boy, you were lucky, man. I'm glad you shaved the mustache. She deserved it. So, everybody, thanks for being here. It's Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's, 2 Z's.
Utah.
We talked about a lot of players. We talked about them in the scope of the rest of the season as well. So I still feel like we met the mandate of today's episode, as the title would indicate. He's Mike Virginia at _Mike VAM, MJ Govier. Follow everybody in our crew, Ben Chase and Robbie Baseball. And Britton Allen, of course, will be back on Sunday. That's 2 T's, 2 L's for Britton Allen. He'll be back on the Sunday show doing the fabulous waiver wire live chat, 12 noon Eastern time. Be there. Don't miss it. I think that's it.
We have so much fun. We have so much fun on Sundays. Make sure you guys get in there. Live chat is always popping. We got a lot to talk about as well in terms of who we're adding and who we're dropping. So make sure you guys tune in on Sunday.
Yeah, you guys crushed it today, too. Excellent live chat. Makes this show what it is. It prompts us and takes us in directions you want us to go. And that's why we're the show for you. We're not like the giant shows that can't even keep up with any of the text anymore and don't answer any questions. We're the show for the regular folks out there who want answers to their fantasy baseball questions. Okay?
Great job.
Great job, everybody. Turn it over now to Captain Jack Aubrey, Mike Virginia, Michael Govier. Time for us to say bye-bye.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Please.
Right, lads. Now, I know there's not a faint heart among you. And I know you're as anxious as I am to get into close action. But we must bring him right up beside us before we spring this trap. That will test our nerve. And discipline will count just as much as courage. The Acheron is a tough nut to crack. More than twice our guns, more than twice our numbers. And they will sell their lives dearly. They mean to take us as a prize. And we are worth more to them undamaged. Their greed will be their downfall. England is under threat of invasion. And though we be on the far side of the world, this ship is our home. This ship is England. So it's every hand to his rope or gun, quick's the word and sharp's the action. After all, surprise is on our side.